or above flight level 350.
Chemtrail ops approved. Janet 2904. Have a great day.
Para la salida de 4000, Iberia 32.
Iberia Charlie 3232, Málaga approach identificado.
FedEx 1296 cleared visual approach runway 36 right, maintain 170.
Cleared visual runway 36 right, maintaining 170 FedEx 1296.
Para la salida solicitamos ascenso a 270, Iberia 32.
Hello, welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video.
Piper 345
Well, I guess
Charlie,
stream.
maintaining present altitude
In
traffic
this
at
case,
your
it's not a
highway
video, it's a
clock,
stream.
Boeing 737.
If you've watched any
Maintaining
of my
altitude
previous
traffic
other
in sight,
videos
Piper
or
345
streams, I kind
Charlie.
of start off all my streams like that or videos.
Iberia
I always forget what I'm
232,
recording.
manténgase en
The
8000.
video is a stream, but this is a live stream. We are in the beautiful E170, and we're taking a flight, as you see up there at the top. We're taking a flight from Atlanta, good old hot Atlanta. We're going to Brunswick Golden Isles Airport, which is still in Georgia here. It's about a 200 nautical mile flight. I thought this would be a perfect flight to kind of see how the taxiways here in Atlanta work. And then, if you did watch my live stream of the taxi tuner for SAYINTENTION, that does have Navigraph already working with it for the Brunswick Airport. So in theory, we should get correct taxiways there.
Para la salida
Hey, how's it going
para
there?
8000.
Was it Gills?
Estamos en 8000, Iberia
Welcome on in.
32.
So yeah, we're going to be taking this beautiful plane out, and we'll see how things go today. Now, I did run into some technical issues on a flight I did yesterday with SimBrief and SAYINTENTIONS. Initial flight, the initial climb was at 4,000, and that was it. I had to request a 16,000 from
Mantenemos 8000,
ATC,
Iberia 32.
but it was a SimBrief issue, not a SAYINTENTIONS issue. Right now, SAYINTENTIONS relies so much heavily on, did I say that right? SAYINTENTIONS, yeah, relies heavily on SimBrief. As time goes on, they're trying to remove that dependency so you can actually file your flight plan right within the ATC itself and not have to use SimBrief. I think that'd be kind of really cool, and we'll kind of see how that all plays out, of course, because how you integrate it within the aircraft is a whole nother story. Alright, so let me just make sure we have everything going here. We need a GPU, so let's get that connected. 1, battery 2. Arm, I do sterile, no smoking, fast seatbelts right away. APU going, I also do these lights right away as well. Alright, and we'll start that APU. Alright, while that's all coming up, we know we're going to need this. I'll bring up SAYINTENTIONS momentarily. I also know we're going to need a pushback. Pushback. theory.
Denver approach, Skyline 94527.
Alright, so now we'll go back over here. Flight details, we can import from SimBrief.
Rocky Mountain Metro.
And departure, and we're expecting runway 26 left for departure.
Skyline 527 descend
Currently
and
dry
maintain
here in Atlanta.
7500. Expect
Calculate
visual approach runway 30
and
right.
load the aircraft. Best. Send it on over to the McDo, 4.2 for the trim.
Hi, Captain. Boarding is completed.
And you should be able to get ATIS at this point. 11965 for ATIS. Tune into ATIS. 81 for clearance. Okay.
T2200 feet. Temperature 24. Dew point 17. Altimeter 2978. Arriving and departing runways 26 right 27 left 2827 right 26 left. Visual approaches in use. Advise on course heading altitude and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. VFR departures contact clearance delivery on 118.1 advise on initial contact you have information India.
Information India. So I
Hartsfield
actually am
Jackson
writing that
Atlanta
down
International
because
Airport information India.
I tend to forget pretty quickly what the hell the information is. Cruising is 263 at
Pacific 1323, you're
52.
following the 767, 12 o'clock and 6 miles.
Following the 767
All
Pacific
right.
1323.
Permits. Takeoff. Good. Winds are 40 at 10. Okay. Next. Takeoff. All looking fantastic there. At least with radio. How's our flight plan looking? So, leaving 6 left. Going to be go into route. Departure. It is correct, but we'll get to left. Yeah, the rusty. Why? Same, so that's all good. Worth a 2-5 arrival. An RNAV arrival. Not quite sure what we're going to get for the vectors and whatnot, but we'll pop it in there for now. I expect them to just give us direct clearance. Okay, so that's all good. I did find a way to get my Stream Deck to work properly with the nav switches here, so that is so freaking awesome.
200, descend and maintain 3000.
Okay, so we don't need that anymore. We do need this now. Is it working today? Hey, look at that. We got it back. Technical issues yesterday. Okay, that's back. Put a map here. And I think we're clearance time, right?
Right to the VOR, descending to 4056 Alpha Bravo.
Enter clearance. Good morning. This is SkyWest 510. We'd like to pick up our IFR flight to Brunswick, Golden Isles. We have information India and are ready to copy. Let's see what we get.
SkyWest 510, Atlanta clearance, cleared to Brunswick Golden Isles via the VRS-2I3 departure, then as filed, climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 23010 minutes after departure. Departure on 121.225, squawk 4727.
1225 for departure. So the one thing I've noticed is my squawk key doesn't work on the Stream Deck, which is unfortunate. Everything else but the squawk. I'll take it. 4000 for altitude. And the Rusty 3. Cleared to Brunswick Golden Isles via the Rusty 3 departure, then as filed. We're going to climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 230 10 minutes after departure. Departure's on 121.225, squawk 4727, SkyWest 510. Doubling on my words out there. Okay.
SkyWest 510 readback, correct? Expect runway 26 left. Contact ground on 131.875.
131.7875. I got that dialed in. And we are ready for pushback, aren't we? APU's up, all's good there, yep. Atlanta ground, Skywest 510, request push and start. Okie, so got that going up there, over here. That's still.
Skywest 510, Atlanta ground pushback and start approved. Information India is current.
Right, we have our push start approval, so engine 1 coming up. Flaps set, departure. Because we won't need that anymore. Clock's going. One's looking good. Should be getting. Never mind. I thought we should be getting an update for the Egypt, but only been 2 weeks. We've been doing it monthly right now. We're doing it every 2 weeks, and they switched over to monthly again. So, 2 weeks. Which I think 4 weeks is fine. 2 weeks for updates. And an aircraft like this, I don't know. Especially when they're focusing so much at their attention on the VNAV capability. I'd rather them just not throw out an update just to throw out an update. Our engine 1 is good, and 2 is coming up next. Parking brake is set. Wait for engine 2 to fully come up. It's over there. Turn on ECAS here. Okie. 2 is coming up. Let's request our taxi. Atlanta ground, Skywest 510, request taxi.
Bonanza 773 Delta Echo, traffic at 1 o'clock, 3 miles eastbound, altitude unknown.
Looking for traffic 773 Delta Echo.
Looking good. Lights are on, APU off. Just on hold for our taxi clearance. The taxi's been the thing that's been the longest delay right now. I know that's part of their whole behind the scenes.
Taxi to runway 26 left via A and B. Contact tower on 119.1 when ready for departure.
That's all messed up. Taxi to runway 26 left via Alpha Bravo, Skywest 510. So, something I'll screw with there. 11914 tower. Engine 2 is good. Parking brake released. Give this a little bit of power. Last able to see a live stream. Welcome in, typical Dutch. Welcome on in. We're here in Atlanta, getting ready for departure. We had not so good taxi instructions on a departure here. But, you know, hey, it's part of the beautiful development over at SAYINTENTIONS. It's also kind of fun. I know people are gonna like go crazy on this one maybe, but it's also fun to kind of see just what's gonna happen. Right? You have in your head, you're expecting a certain taxi instruction and you get something completely different, or you don't get anything at all and you're like, oh, okay, well that's odd. Kind of how software works.
FedEx 1296 cleared visual approach. Runway 36 right, maintain 170.
Cleared visual runway tree 6 right, maintaining 170, FedEx 1296.
210.
Climbing to 7,000, left to 210, JetBlue 180 tree.
So I did a tour guide yesterday with Janet, and it was pretty fantastic. Pretty freaking fantastic. The new voices that have been integrated, she definitely sounds a little bit different, but still has the same personality, of course. Yeah, I think I did look at Atlanta in the taxi tuner. Yeah, I didn't see it either in there. I don't know how brave I am to do these big airports. I did a handful of them. I've only submitted one. That's the only one I felt comfortable with doing. I'll go back and look at the other ones I revised and see if I want to submit those. Atlanta just seems like a total mess. That's just gonna take forever to do. I have time, I just don't know if I have the confidence level and the brain focus to do that. Yeah, it is one of the Navigraph airports as well, so I don't know if that's just part of that bug that they're working on right now or not.
Contact tower on 118.7 when ready for departure.
Alright, here we are, 26 left. Target rig is set. Over to tower. Atlanta Tower, good morning. Skywest 510 holding short runway 26 left, ready for departure. 121 2254 departure. Okay. Landing light.
Skywest 510 Atlanta Tower, wind
CPU
250
off.
at 16, runway 26 left, cleared for takeoff.
Uh-oh.
takeoff. Break.
Oh, break. Runway 26 left, clear for takeoff, Skywest 510. Right, brakes off, let's...
Takeoff okay.
Takeoff is okay. Okay, so we're cleared up to 4,000 on our initial climb out. I have to really train my brain right now because I had to change my toga switch and the freaking messing with my head. I used it so long for where it was and it's broken. Okay. Toga set. I'm not going to trim up all the way to 4.2. This plane does seem to want to just take off on its own. I think that's a bug they introduced with the last update.
80 knots.
Although maybe it is in real life, I don't know. It just seemed like ever since the last update, that's when that started. Well, no, they actually fixed it temporarily. Back.
V1. Rotate.
Alright. Positive rate of climb. Gear is coming on up. That's a beautiful departure. Look at that. You get the sunny, nice trees, and then in the distance, the cloudy effect. Oh, that's neat. This sim is just incredible to view sometimes.
84 Tango Lima with you, 3000.
Yeah, I do think the...
Skywest 510, contact departure on 121.225.
Right, we're gonna switch over to AP real quick.
Roger, cleared to land runway 28 right, 84 Tango Lima.
Laps up 1.
Skylane 527.
Over to
welcome
departure.
Metro. Contact.
Departure, Skywest 510, 2,600, climbing 4,000. I do think that SAYINTENTIONS is superior compared to Beyond ATC. They are two different programs.
510 Atlanta departure radar contact. Climb and
They're meant
maintain
for, I would say, two different audiences. But they are very much different. It's such a weird weird thing to really compare, right? I like what Brian had put in Discord a while back ago. It was something with, I don't remember what the vehicles were, but like they're Toyota and Say Intentions is a Lexus, something like that. Might have been actually that. And I think that's a great analogy because they're both the same thing. They both drive, right? You hop in there and you drive them the same way. They complete the same task. One's a more premium vehicle, and the other one is just a nice, good, stable vehicle. There's 4,000 here in the clouds. I think like once you really understand how Say Intentions works and the features of it, that's when you really start to appreciate the difference between Beyond ATC and Say Intention. Because if you just hop into both of them and treat them both as AI, you're going to have a very similar experience. Because you're expecting AI to give you a very direct response. You're expecting to say things robotically, right? Because that's where your mind, most people at least, that's where their mind goes to is AI is a robot, so you got to talk to her like a robot.
510 Atlanta departure, plane 10,000.
Up to 10,000, SkyWest 510. Good departure here. I didn't get a departure climb yesterday. Not out of here, it was a different place, but it was because being stupid. I'm pretty sure I fixed it for this flight. But I haven't touched Beyond ATC since whatever the last video I have up on my channel. I don't know if it was a stream. I think it was a stream, so I think it was last Tuesday or something. I have not touched it since. I have no interest in touching it. I'm gonna let it bake. I'm gonna let it bake and kind of see what happens. I did try Say Intentions in January. I tried the 24-hour trial when they first launched it. Oh no, that was back when it was... Was that back when you can fly anywhere? Oh no, sorry, you could fly only in that one area, but only in the Cessna 152, I think it was. I think that's what that was initially when it first launched, and I remember trying it for the first time and not knowing what the hell I was doing. The only ATC I've ever done has been through Microsoft Flight Sim or X-Plane, the built-in stuff. Or, way back in the day, I used Roger Wilco, if anyone remembers that, back in Microsoft Flight Sim 2001, I think it was. And funny story with that. So, my very first experience at Roger Wilco was dude and I. I think he's somewhere. We live down south. All right, we're over 9,000, so lights off. Up to 16,000, SkyWest 510.
Contact Atlanta approach on 124.6.
And over to...
SkyWest 510, climb and maintain 16,000.
Kind of quiet all of a sudden. Let me bump it up. Okay, 1246. Atlanta approach, SkyWest 510. 11,000, climbing 16,000. You remember the Roger Wilco? Okay, so... Oh man. So, we're at the, I don't remember where the hell we're flying. Miami maybe or something, I don't know.
And maintain flight level 230.
Flight level 230, SkyWest 510. Okay, so we're on the ground and he's like, all right, what do you want to be, pilot or do you want a tower? It's like, oh, I'll fly. He's like, okay, I'll be a tower, no problem. Everything fine, he's taxiing me, I get clearance to take off, all's grand, right? We're cruising about halfway between locations. And he's like, all right, do you need anything immediately? I was like, No. And he said, all right, well, ATC's gonna go take a piss and grab a can of beer. It's just, it was hilarious. And my cousin and I, who was my co-pilot, with the quotation marks in there, he's like, did he just say he's gonna go pee and get a can of beer? I was like, yeah, he sure did. You can do that in the virtual skies. I will always remember that first Roger Wilco experience. But what was I saying earlier? I was talking about. Oh yeah, so in January I tried the initial try of the open beta of SAYINTENTIONS, and first ever time ever talking to an ATC. I tried pilot to ATC, I couldn't get it working. Very frustrating.
1721, maintain 170 knots to McGee.
This would be my first attempt at this, and I have, at the time, and I still don't have a whole lot of knowledge with VFR, but it was my first ever time doing a VFR really flying, with me actually having to give instructions, right? So I did look up some information quick. I watched the videos on the SAYINTENTIONS page, and I did my own research, and I was super nervous, even though I know that I'm talking to AI. I know my voice is being heard by other people. So I'm a little nervous, right? And I do my flight, and it went actually really well. The first flight went pretty darn good. We're just west of Tree City.
Contact Atlanta Center on 127.125.
Always the happy to think that way. Each Tree City is did you learn that from Janet, or is that from your knowledge? Or is that where you are? So I remember, yeah, so that first flight went really, really well. The second flight, not so great. And the third flight went really, really well as well. But I was kind of bored of the area. I was really bored of the plane. And I knew I was going to have some time away from my computer for a few weeks, so I was like, I'm not going to put a lot of investment time into SAYINTENTIONS. I'll wait until I get back after all that jazz. But as I am away from it, I'm thinking about it more and more. I'm like, man, this is really cool technology. They can nail an AI-driven ATC, a full AI-driven ATC. This will change the entire landscape of flight sim for the future. It will 100% change it. There's a lot of big ifs, but it's very much possible. Oh, watching the map. Monitoring the flight to catch bugs. All right. Oh, now I got really big pressure on me. I'm a test pilot. So yeah, so I monitored as I'm away from my computer. I start monitoring Discord more and kind of seeing what's going on, and I'm getting more and more excited to be able to get home and use my computer and do some flight simming again and try out the intentions. And I did the 24-hour period, and I think it was like 3 flights. 3 flights, all went pretty good. With the exception of taxiing, things went pretty darn good. And I was hooked. I was hooked early on.
Janet 294, cleared for residential chemtrail ops at or above flight level tree 50. Chemtrail ops approved. Janet 294, have a great day.
Okay, typical Dutch, if you just... I call you Butch. Typical Dutch. If you see on the screen there, Atlanta Center, supposed to contact, but they never came through.
Right to 070, descending to 4000 Lufthansa 442.
I don't know if that's a you fix or a Brian fix. Or if that's just a glitch. Atlanta Center, SkyWest 510, flight level 210, climbing 230. 30 is our... 18? Very cool.
SkyWest 510, Atlanta Center, good afternoon.
Alright, let's take a look to see what our descent's looking at. Hey. And 81 nautical
Roger,
miles.
down to 7,000 American
So we've got about 100
2463.
miles to go
We'll
yet. Runway 25 arrival. We are going to swing back to the west. Does look like it's curving there. Now, this is where things get very interesting. The E-Jet. I've noticed the following. If you're on an approach,
then down to 4,000 Southwest 399er.
typically things work out pretty well. You can follow that approach in and then get on to final without much of an issue. It's when you don't have an approach and you're just vectoring with the navigation system, eventually it's going to go crazy and be like, I'm going to go right or I'm going to go left, just sporadically. So I would assume right around here, if I don't switch off to heading mode, it will start darting in one of these directions. Just all
United
crazy like.
1244 cleared the visual 27.
Cleared for the visual 27, United 1244.
It's a Brian Magic fix. Okay, let's go to performance. Let's go to landing. Runway heading.
American 2463, proceed direct QChem, descend and maintain 2500 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 20 right approach.
249. Landing. Landing temperature is 28.
Mooney 10 Bravo Mike cleared to climb 10,000 resume own navigation. Climbing to 10,000, resuming own navigation. Mooney 10 Bravo
I'm gonna put
Mike.
flight sim on my resume. Going for a job promotion. How do you think you qualify for this promotion? I got over 1,000 hours in flight sim. That doesn't tell you enough. I don't know what will. 133. Okay, so all looking grand there. Don't have an ILS for this run. Our nav, all's good there.
Madrid Control nos puede facilitar el tiempo
We go to
atmosférico
landing
Madrid
performance. My
Barajas.
device is set it to green. There is a bug in the D-Jet with. Oh yeah, yeah, I know about that one. Yeah.
Madrid Control, gracias. Iberia 32.
I've been done all right with the landings with the E-Jet. It's just that crazy bug where it just veers off course. I very much love this plane. I don't remember if I've said this story before on any of my streams, but back in September, I had done I did a flight going back home, and the flight was originally supposed to be in a CRJ. There were some malfunctions on that plane, and airline. I can't remember now. West. I don't remember. Anyways, they decided to swap out planes, so they swapped it out to the E-Jet. And I was kind of, another weird thing, I was kind of looking forward to the CRJ because at the time, I did not have the E-Jet in the sim. I only had CRJ. So I was like, oh, I haven't flown it in CRJ in forever. I know they're tuna boxes. But I was like, it'd be kind of cool to be in a CRJ and, you know, see how it is. So when I switched over to E-Jet, I was like, disappointed. But at the same time, as I look into Jet more, the 170, which we're in right now, I was like, wow, it seems like an upgrade. Pretty big upgrade in terms of the cabin.
Minneapolis and 132.425.
And then I also knew that there was an E-Jet in Flight Sim. So I was like, well, it would be a great opportunity to see the aircraft in person, and, you know, see how it goes. And so both flights were on the E-Jet, both going there and coming back. And I had a really cool experience. Like, the seats are nice and comfortable. The cockpit looked really cool. I got to check inside there a little bit. I heard some pilots talking about it, and they loved it. And I was like, wow, okay. I think I'm sold on purchasing the early access E-Jet from Flight Sim Studios. And it happened to be around the time there was a sale for it. And it was like 35% off, so I was like, okay, well, it's meant to be. So, jumped in, and that's kind of how it all worked out. It's been fantastic, though. I see your Discord message there. Typical Dutch. I feel like I'm being stalked. I don't know what people complain about. Stalking kind of seems cool now. That is a joke. It's a joke. How would SAYINTENTIONS multiplayer work in the future? Will it affect other aircraft flying on the network? So, you can, welcome in Lucid, you can currently hear other pilots flying in SAYINTENTIONS, okay? And you can set it a couple different ways. You can set it so that you hear pilots, typical Dutch might correct me on this one, but you can hear pilots that are within 1,000 miles of you, and you can also set it so that they're within 40 nautical miles of you. And I think that's the two different big settings within the multiplayer option. They are adding traffic injection down the road at some point.
Delta 401 cleared direct to Delta Alpha November VOR.
But in theory, if you and friends or whoever be are on the same server, so the East server, West server, whatever it be, and you're on the same flight plan, right? You're going to the same location. You could see each other and also
November
hear and talk to each other over the radio. You can go to Unicom and talk like that. You would be able to hear each other talking to the ATC, right? I did watch a bit of Kip on the ground, his stream a couple days ago, and he was hearing other people that were flying with him using SAYINTENTIONS. How's it going, Fry? Welcome in. Welcome in. So there are opportunities for like a multiplayer experience within SAYINTENTIONS. It's limited in certain areas, but it's very much possible.
Maintaining current heading, November 897.
There's a streamer, can't remember his name right now, but there's a streamer who does group flying. Well, he was at least doing group flying with SAYINTENTIONS, and they were doing a lot of Unicom. But I thought that was kind of cool. The wind's like 56. Holy crap. Not too bad, but... Should we do a little bit of Janet here in the sky? Let's see what Janet can provide us with information. While Janet's thinking, let's look at our one runway strip here. It's 25 and 7. The exiting left where the terminal is. Likely going to be Alpha 2, but it could be as early as Alpha 5 depending on how I nail this touchdown zone. So we're going to say Alpha 2. This is probably not going to work out so well.
2 o'clock, about 5 miles away, you'll see the hyperdeck. Now, the hyperdeck is a fascinating place, mainly because it's a deck that's hyper. It was built in 1997 by a group of local enthusiasts who thought regular decks were just too boring. They added all sorts of hyper things, like neon lights and loudspeakers that play techno music. It's a popular spot for teenagers who enjoy hyper activities, like skateboarding and loitering. Interestingly, my friend Toby once tried to impress a girl there by doing a backflip off the hyperdeck. He ended up in the hospital with a broken leg and a bruised ego. The girl was not impressed, but the local news did a segment on it, calling him
Skywest 510, contact Atlanta Center on 134.5.
It's a place where dreams and bones can be broken.
I think that if Toby has some sort of medical health insurance thing, they're probably going to try to get him off of it because the amount of money they're costing, the amount of money he's costing them. Atlanta Center, SkyWest 510, flight level 230. Completely forgot where I was.
SkyWest 510, Atlanta Center. Good afternoon.
Am I correct, typical Dutch, that when the global push out for the taxi tuner happened, that even the trial version people have access to those, right? The AI loves neon lights. Do anything to.
Qantas 118, climb and maintain flight level 230.
So, does anyone know any fun facts about Brunswick, Georgia?
Climb and maintain flight level 3.
Okay, so yeah, so everyone has access to the changes. That's really cool. So anyone watching this, whether it's now or the recorded version, hop on to the Discord for SAYINTENTIONS. There's a section in there that's for the taxi tuners. You can see the list of all the airports that people have made adjustments to that are waiting for submission approval from SAYINTENTIONS. And it's such a massive amount of people in 24 hours. Or airports, sorry, not people. Airports. Like, there are a couple people that have done multiple airports. Kip, for example, he's done a handful himself. And it's so cool to see the community passionate and thriving with the taxi tune. Not just a one-time type of thing that, oh, well, okay, it seems cool. No, people are actually doing it and using it. And that just shows the passion behind this community, the interest in the community. Right?
632 Alpha Bravo.
There's always going to be interest in certain programs, right? It's the extra things that are added to get you passionate about it or interested in it. So, for example, myself, I told this story before, probably a while back ago, but I left the PC world. I was burnt out. I used to do a little bit of programming back in the day, and I was very burnt out. So I sold my computer, sold my laptop. I was done with computers. And I want to focus on just other things in my life. I want to get back into bike riding. I want to back into basketball, just doing physical stuff and not sitting on my ass and typing code all day. So I got rid of all that stuff. And
heavy descend and maintain flight level 260.
I was away from computers for about 2 years. I still worked on computers at work from time to time, but it wasn't my primary job. One day I found out that there was one of those Alienware Steam boxes on sale at Walmart. They're typically priced at like $800, and it was down to $300 or so.
180 American 1342.
And I thought that was just a steal, and I thought that was just one of the coolest things because you can plug it into your TV and you can game on it. One thing I did miss was a little bit of PC gaming. I had switched to console gaming, but I did miss a couple titles that were only
Diamond
PC.
C4, Alpha Bravo traffic 10 o'clock 4
So I was like, I'll buy that, and I'll play some of those games that I've been missing out on.
Looking for traffic, Diamond Tree 4, Alpha
I bought it, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was such a cool little device. It's just so small. And, it's like the size of like a old school Nintendo, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, somewhere around there. It's like that size. It's so cool. It's so powerful for such a small device. And it instantly got me hooked back into PC, but in a different way. I got out of the coding. I got out of the website designing all that kind of jazz that I used to in the past that burnt me out, and I got a new interest, and that was gaming and the new world of PC, new development. And because of that, I started making videos of how to upgrade the Alienware computer I had, and how certain games perform on it. So I was throwing them up on a YouTube channel. That might be this channel, I can't remember. And it was doing pretty well. Like, I was getting some pretty nice views. And it got so well that Alienware themselves, Dell, had reached out to me, and they didn't ask me to sponsor them whatsoever, but they gave me a bunch of free crap. I got free jackets and sweaters and whatnot. I got a cool poster that they had for their 20th anniversary, which has a couple of my photos that I submitted to them. And that was really cool. And then, the thing that topped it all off, well, there's two things. One is I had got entered into a drawing to win the newest high-end Alienware little Steambox thing they had coming out, top of the line. And I remember that day.
Sky West 510, contact Jacksonville Center on 127.575.
127.575. I remember that day. I found out because someone tweeted me and told me I won. I didn't even know it was being broadcasted, but I found out that way. So I won that whole new computer.
118, climb and maintain.
Jacksonville Center. Good morning. SkyWest 510, flight level 230. I think 11:45 or so a.m. It's technically still morning in Jacksonville.
SkyWest 510, Jacksonville Center. Good afternoon. How's it going today?
Do they want to chit-chat with me? Should I chit-chat? So I don't remember what I was going with this entire story, but anyways, it comes down to the passion you have. And that's what my whole story was all about, is I became very passionate about Alienware and the products they provide, the support behind those products. They've had two issues only with their products. One issue was the headphones. I got into support. I told them what was going on. I had the headphone for like a few months at that point, but the dongle stopped working, and they said, no problem, we'll go ship you a new one, no questions asked. Right? They didn't want to have it back and examine it. Send it off, no problem. And the second one was something, I can't remember what the other issue was, but it was another thing that they fixed up right away, real fast. But so now I don't use their computers itself. I use a lot of their hardware, or their peripherals. So I have the monitor, I have keyboard, the mouse, I have the headset. What else do I have? I guess that's all they really do. But so I have all that stuff. I don't use their PC anymore because I have a custom built one I've made. But I support them as a company because they provide tremendous support. And that's what I feel Intentions does. Is you put them in the same kind of area of Alienware. Alienware is overpriced, right? All their stuff's overpriced. It's like buying Nike, the premium brand. The Intentions, I don't feel is overpriced, but they are a premium product. They're a premium product that provides amazing support. So you're paying for the subscription, not just for the subscription itself, but you're paying for that support from that company. And that's truly something amazing. You're talking to the people that are actually making it. Dutch, for example, who's in our chat. How many companies are willing to do that kind of thing? Oh.
If you look out to our 12 o'clock, about 12 miles ahead, you'll see Ochai's Landing. Now, Ochai's Landing is a fascinating place, mainly because it exists. It was discovered by someone who probably thought this is a good spot to land, hence the name. It's important because it's there, and people who enjoy landing things like boats or themselves find it particularly interesting. My friend Toby once tried to land a hot air balloon there. He miscalculated the wind and ended
Delta
up in a tree.
1562,
He was
expedite
stuck
descent to
for 3
flight level
hours
240,
and had
traffic
to be
ahead.
rescued by a very
Expedite
confused park
descent to
ranger.
flight level 240,
Toby's
Delta
always getting himself
1562.
into these sorts of predicaments.
So Dutch, you can ask, I know you can ask Janet, I've done that before, but you can ask the AI itself,
Alaska 99
the
cleared through
ATC?
Bravo airspace.
Will that
Cleared
be
through Bravo
broadcasted
Alaska 99 tree.
as well though? So if I ask ATC where the best pizza is in the area, will that be broadcasted for everyone else?
SkyWest
Yes.
510, Jacksonville Center. Expect the RNAV runway 25 approach into Brunswick Golden Isles.
I never really tried that. So the interface you've seen on the screen is their VFR, their VR add-on. If you go in onto the SAYINTENTIONS page, website, if you go into, what is it, the pilot portal, and there's in downloads, I think it is, you can download this and drop it into your community folder. And then, like I have Flow, which is another add-on, but you can click on it and it'll bring up this guy. So yeah, that's why it's different. This is inside the sim itself.
Lufthansa 421 heavy.
The actual interface is this one here. But I like to have that off to the side. I like to have this one here for when I'm streaming or making videos. We should hopefully start getting descent pretty quickly. Okay, let's ask it. How do you, I don't even know. I don't even know how to ask the question. Do I say Jackson Center? SkyWest 510 would like to know where the best pizza is in Atlanta. Let's give it a shot. Jackson Center. SkyWest 510 would like to know where the best pizza is in Atlanta. Yeah, it should be coming pretty quick.
510 unable to assist with that.
Oh, it's unable. That's not how it's supposed to. Let's ask Janet. Which button do I have that set for? Crap. If I screw this up, it might mess up things. I gotta switch things. Left or right? Janet, what is the best pizza in Atlanta? Alright, Janet will be able to help us. I have all the faith in Janet. She'll tell me a story about how Toby probably burnt himself trying to make pizza. Oh, Flow's amazing. I love Flow. Out of all the products that Parallel 42 has done for Microsoft Flight Sim, I think Flow is, in my opinion, the best. Number 2 on that list is the loading, what they call it, stripper? I love that too. Fantastic. Not talking to us. Janet really thinking about it too? Bug. Oh no, we can't have bugs. I want my money back. Sometimes Janet will not respond. Again, you know, if you're watching this for the very first time and seeing SAYINTENTIONS, hearing SAYINTENTIONS, it's more like it. Obviously, it's a beta software, and there are going to be issues here and there. But, you know, if you watch from the beginning of this flight to where we are now, the ATC instructions have been very, very well. Very, very well. I'm just getting a little concerned about the descent here, but we'll see how that all plays out. Let's ask Janet again. I keep forgetting what button it is. Janet, what is the best pizza in Atlanta? Alright, so top of descent was supposed to be about 20 nautical miles ago? based on flow.
The best pizza in Atlanta is a bit like trying to find the best cloud in the sky. Everyone's got their own favorite. But many people rave about Antico Pizza Napolitana. It's like the Mona Lisa of pizzas, but without the mysterious smile. Now, if you look out to our left, about 17 miles away, you'll see Pirates Cove. It's a tourist attraction, but not the kind where you get to see real pirates, which is a bit disappointing if you ask me. Pirates Cove was established in 1982 by a man named Captain Jack Sparrow. No, not the one from the movies, but a bloke who legally changed his name to that because he thought it would be good for business.
510, descend and
It's a
maintain
place where people
13,000.
can play mini-golf and pretend they're on a pirate adventure, which is a bit like pretending you're a doctor by playing Operation. My friend Toby once got banned from Pirates Cove. He tried to commandeer one of the mini-golf boats and declare himself the Pirate King.
A2, Charlie
They
Bravo,
didn't
turn
take
left,
too
heading
kindly to that,
120, cleared
and now
ILS 6.
he's not allowed within
Left to
50
120,
feet
cleared
of any
ILS 682,
pirate-themed
Charlie Bravo.
establishment.
Toby's been banned from Pirate Cove. Descend down to 13,000, SkyWest 510. I want to see what Janet and Toby look like in real life. That'd be an interest. Yeah, Sky Park, you know, I'm so ticked off about Sky Park because I used it quite a bit.
Climb to 7,000.
Enjoyed it quite a bit. A lot of fun. It's very limited. And once you've done a good amount of flights, like there's not a whole lot to do. You get money to spend on nothing. And I felt like they were going to become the next NeoFly, but a premium version of NeoFly. NeoFly for free is amazing. An amazing piece of software. But it seemed like with Parallel 42 behind the scenes, Skypark could have been impressive. And they keep on saying, oh, we're working on it, we're working on it. They're not working on it. They've abandoned it. I just don't know if enough people bought it. Down to 10,000, SkyWest 510. So, yeah, that one really ticks me off. Really, really did. Dutch, thanks for coming in. I really do appreciate it. Really, really do. Keep up all the hard work you're doing with SAYINTENTIONS. It's a fantastic product. Yeah, I think I answer this question almost every stream because someone pops in eventually, asks, you know, what do I think's better between Beyond ATC and Tensions, and I always say the same thing now, and that is they are two different products, and it really depends on what you are looking for in ATC, right? What you can afford, what you're looking for, and ultimately, do you want to be on the cutting edge of technology? And if you can afford it and want to be on the cutting edge, well, that makes it really easy. SAYINTENTIONS. If you can't afford it, and you're not so crazy about SAYINTENTION, or the cutting edge, well, Beyond ATC is a pretty good choice. It all comes down to what you're looking for out of your ATC. You want a full, completely driven AI ATC. Well, that's SAYINTENTIONS. If you want a AI program voice with a little bit of AI back end, well, it'll be on ATC. If you want VFR and AFR, VFR and IFR flying, no doubt you only can do right now SAYINTENTIONS. I feel like right now, and I think this will be a continuous feeling, that SAYINTENTIONS is always going to be a few steps ahead of whatever Beyond ATC might add to their software. I think what Brian and the team have been doing, the vision they have, the openness they provide,
SkyWest 510, contact Jacksonville
is
Center
superior
on
to anything we've
133.3.
really seen from beyond ATC.
Descend and maintain 4,000.
Jacksonville Center, SkyWest 510, 1,000, alright, 15,000, descending 10,000. So I think about all the initial videos that came out for Beyond ATC, and I made it sound really, really cool and top-notch, right? And yeah, you can get some of those flights within your experience, but nothing quite feels exactly like those promo videos, okay? And SAYINTENTIONS, the videos they popped up, videos you see from content creators, it's what you experience for the most part. Well, you'll have hiccups here and there, but you pretty much experience what they're showing you, not hiding anything from you. Yeah, Sky Park became less fun. That's exactly a good way to put it. So I had obviously used NeoFly to start off with. That was really the only program around at the time, Flight Sim first came out, and I bought the little premium pack, which was $10. I don't remember exactly what it added, more voices or something, just to support the company. And then I eventually jumped into a pilot's life, which is what I've been using non-stop now, which I absolutely love. But in between there was Sky Park. So my NeoFly database got corrupted. And I had done my around the world tour. I was starting I think I was at the end point of my around the US tour, and the database corrupted on me. I just did not want to start over from where I was. So I was like, I'm gonna try the Sky Park. It looks really, really cool. Hop in there, and I start a new sort of around the world, because you can't take off from the same airport unless it's generated.
SkyWest,
the way it is just kind of funky.
Center, descend and maintain 4,000, turn left, heading 085 vectors for the RNAV runway 25 approach.
Descend 4,000, left heading 085, SkyWest 510. Alright, left 085, follow what they say. So yeah, I did a bunch of flights in Sky Park.
If you look out to our 1 o'clock, about 23 miles away, you'll see something quite fascinating. John Travolta's Qantas 707. Now, John Travolta, as you might know, is a famous actor who starred in Grease and Saturday Night Fever. But did you know he's also a licensed pilot? He bought this 707 in the year 1998, which is quite a long time ago, back when people still used dial-up internet and thought Y2K would end the world. This aircraft, originally built in the 1960s, was part of Qantas' fleet before Travolta acquired it. It's a symbol of luxury and celebrity culture, often seen at various air shows and events. People who are really into aviation or just really into John Travolta find it particularly interesting. Now, my friend Toby once tried to sneak onto this plane during an air show. He thought it would be a laugh, but he ended up getting chased by security and spent the night in a holding cell. Quite the adventure, but not one I'd recommend. By the way, our flying reminds me a bit of Toby's driving, let's just say. It's a bit unpredictable.
I'm glad you brought up John Travolta, because I think he stores a bunch of his airports. Yeah, he stores a bunch of airports at this airport. I think he stores a bunch of his airplanes at this airport. Because when I was looking on in the taxi tuner, see how the taxiways were here, it said Travolta's something. I can't remember what it said, so I think he does. And the airport I have is freeware, so it likely won't have anything there, but I thought it was kind of cool. Invested in Beyond ATC with extra voices, but now I see SAYINTENTIONS may be a better choice. I personally feel, for my type of flying, it's the better choice. Really, again, it really comes down to the type of what you're looking for, the type of ATC you're looking for. They're both fantastic pieces of software, and they are leaps and bounds ahead of what we had in the past. There's no doubt about that. I do think that Say Intentions, though, has the upper hand in many areas compared to Beyond ATC, and I think that's going to be that way probably for forever, as long as they both stay in business. I know about On Air. I've never really looked into it. I've heard about it. I should really look into it. Although I got so much time in pilot's life now, I don't know if I want to give that up. Alright, so...
Southwest 887, maintain Mach 78.
1700.
Maintaining Mach 78, Southwest 887.
Yeah, the co-pilot thing is kind of nice at times. I won't lie about that.
Thai Smile 110 Bangkok.
I only used it one time, and that was actually when I was doing a stream, and they broke the PTT button. So all I had was that option, is for it to do all of it for me. I could have changed frequencies, but I was like, well, it's probably gonna mess things.
Southwest 280, continue climb to flight level 290.
I haven't used the auto tuner thing in Say Intentions yet. I have hardware for that, and I was like, I feel like that I'm wasting my hardware. But yeah, definitely, like, there are times for sure where there's just a lot going on for one single person.
Frontier 248 contact San Juan Oceanic
trying to figure out crap.
121.7.
100% agree. That does come in handy. Does come in. I'm gonna look into On Air again. I will look into it. I'm having good time still with A Pilot's Life. One thing I wish A Pilot's Life would add would be historical airlines. Like, I'm a big fan of Northwest Airlines, because that's the airline that I used when I was younger. So that'd be an awesome airline to add in there. Might be a little tougher though. I don't know if people can still find the routes that they did.
Skywest 510, Jacksonville Center descend and maintain 2500. Turn right heading 155.
Down to 2500, right heading 155. Skywest 510.
From 134.575.
155. And down to 2.
Runway 34 approach
what was it?
Melbourne via the
25.
Lizzie Niner Alpha arrival.
What button is it? Go down again.
Contact lead approach on 134.575, EasyJet 2134, goodbye.
Go down 15, because I don't trust it. I don't trust the plane, not trusting. But as you noted, putting cost aside, SAYINTENTIONS appears to be a step above. Yeah. I don't know. I have more fun with SAYINTENTIONS. And I don't really know how to describe it to someone who's someone is saying like, oh well, why? No, they're both the same. Well, they're not the same. And why I have more fun with SAYINTENTIONS, I don't know. And it's not because my mind's saying, well, I hate Beyond ATC. I don't dislike Beyond ATC. I think it's a fantastic product. I really do. Every flight I've done with it, I just don't have the same fun, same experience as I have with SAYINTENTIONS. You know, like I think about before Flight Sim 2020 came out, I was using X-Plane. And then it came out, and I switched over. And I was in one of the alpha testings, alpha and the beta testings, and being under the NDA like killed me because I wanted to show this to everyone. I ain't gonna lie, like I might have showed my wife a video or two, even though you're technically not supposed to, right? But the experience was just so much better than X-Plane visually, right? Just amazing, and that's what. In my opinion, that is what I have with SAYINTENTIONS. If I don't fly with SAYINTENTIONs, I have more of a dull experience with Flight Sim.
Maintain flight level 170, Qantas 118.
if I fly with beyond ATC. I have a better experience than if I fly without ATC period, but I don't have the same experience. Just not the same. So I've flown a couple times on VATSIM, just Unicom. I haven't actually flown to a populated tower or airport and all that jazz yet.
If you look to our
American
right,
211 Seattle
about
Center,
18
roger.
miles away at 3 o'clock, you'll see the King and Prince Golf Club. Now,
Right, that's a hard
golf
one
was
for me to say
invented
as
by
well,
the
because
Scottish
I haven't
as a way
used
to
Beyond
ruin a
ATC
good walk.
for...
This
Turn it off, sorry. I haven't used Beyond ATC for a week, so they might have had some updates that fixed it.
Lufthansa 441, heavy procedure, 6 Alpha Lima Tango.
Proceeding direct to Alpha Lima Tango Lufthansa 441.
We did a stream. We did a stream when they first came out, and we did the same. Did we do the same flight? Yeah, we did the same flight, and we also did a flight where we went from one airport to another and then back with swapping the ATCs. And in that experience, this was back at the actual launch time of Beyond ATC. From my experience, SAYINTENTIONS won in that category.
Good afternoon.
Now, saying that,
Madrid Control.
things aren't looking so hot.
555.
Because I'm not quite sure where the hell ATC is sending us right now.
Airport, request FR to Alvedro Airport.
Because we should have turned by now. I'm not quite sure where it's going. I'm gonna let it keep going for a little bit longer. Got plenty of fuel. But our airport is back yonder. So, yeah. This would be a great one for Typical Dutch to be looking at and
Information is correct.
seeing what's going
Cleared
down.
to A Coruña. After departure, fly runway heading, then radar vectors to VS, then as filed, departure runway 28. Initial climb to 12,000 feet. Departure on is 118.15. Squawk 2534. Frontier 248, contact San Juan Oceanic Center on 121.7.
I think we're gonna have to just vector ourselves on over. I don't think we're gonna get it. I suppose I can ask, see what they say. Jackson Center, Skywest 510 would like vectors to the RNAV 25 right approach into Brunswick, Golden Isles. Let's see if it revectors us.
Skywest 51017 miles from Regra. Turn right heading 285. Descend and maintain 1500 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 25 approach.
Yeah, something, I don't know, maybe I turned too soon and got it all screwed up, but... Descend to descend to 1500 and right 285, Skywest 510. 285. Yeah, because 1,700 is the actual...
Nomad 5 Oscar Zulu, descend and maintain 2500.
Altitude for RNAV. So, something got goofy there. I will send this off to the team, though, and have them take a look on their Discord.
American 211, descend via the Grizz 7 arrival.
This is much better looking. Much better Victor. Alright, down to 17. Probably drop it at, what, 500? Speed's looking good. Alright. 5 nautical miles to go before touchdown. Or an on the rails feeling. Yeah. Definitely on the rails. if you don't say exactly what it's expecting, it just doesn't want to respond to you. Whereas I know the enforcements aren't fully integrated yet with SAYINTENTIONS by design. You can still kind of ums and uns and all that jazz, and it will figure out what you're trying to say. You know, it will figure out the math, because it's an AI figuring out the math, where it's not just
American 211
software that's looking for a code. You know, it's looking for exactly airport name, whatever you're trying to do with that airport. Whereas the AI is like, okay, he's telling me a bunch of gibberish, and I'll figure it out eventually.
I have for that are Lima, Echo, Charlie, Oscar. Is that what you have?
Qantas 118, all right, descend and maintain 9,000.
Alright, looking good there.
9,000, Qantas 118.
I realized halfway through the flight that I never changed the speed from 210 to 250. This flight was a lot longer than it should have been.
American 211. Proceed direct saved. Descend and maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 26 left approach. Speed at 250 knots until established. United 487, turn right heading 270. Turning right to 270, United 487.
Looks like it actually has the RNAV on here as our next point. That's kind of interesting. I don't think we even got close to tapping those ones. They figured it out, so that's cool. Okay, so we should get power here. Unicom. I'll put in Unicom 1, 2, 3. Let's go into approach mode, or not approach, into nav mode.
Twin Cessna Golf, Papa Delta, contact London Control on 127.
I trust it now.
Frontier 248, San Juan Oceanic Center, good afternoon.
Alright. Let's try this again. No reason for it to swing over to the right.
Descend and maintain 4,000 until established. Cleared for visual runway
Something seems
34
funky.
approach, Qantas 118.
Shouldn't be turning that aggressive. If it's trying to stay on our approach here. We're just about to intercept.
Papa contact Los Angeles Center on 125.275.
Okay, that's... Alright, let's start getting our flaps out. Flaps engaged. Down to 180 at the speed. Actually, go all the way down to 140. I go to 145 to be almost every flight. Worked best for me. 2 coming down. Okay, we're about 6 nautical miles now from landing. Should get our clearance to tower.
Descending to flight level 270, American
Gear
789.
down. Laps 3. Laps 4. Plane descend a little too much there. Or not descend. Accelerate it a little too. Alright, full flaps 5 on this landing. All the pilots off. My aircraft. Tad bit high at this point, but not being crazy. You can exit to the left. Travolta's stuff on the map is like right here. Might be able to see it on arrival.
Frontier 248, contact Miami Oceanic Center on 123.775.
Plane just handles so nicely. Really like it. Wind's throwing off the auto throttle. Real high based on Pappies. They're pretty good though. I kind of like where they are, so I'm not gonna chase those Pappies too much.
1,000.
Frontier 248.
It's a good old saying, rather be high
Good
than low.
afternoon.
Always go around if need be. Too low, you really can't. You have one option, that's to land. Back on the Pappies. High again, based on Pappies. Now I do feel like we're a little high. Holy crap. I hit with a gust. A gust or good old famous weather change. We haven't gotten any clearance from tower.
With the Mike Alfa Romeo North November to Bravo arrival for side mile 110. Prefix 0.190.
200. 100. 50.
Descend and maintain 6,000, cleared on runway 18 approach via the Mike Alfa Romeo November to Bravo arrival.
Oh, that stutter. Jeez, right as soon as we touch the ground.
For side mile 110.
Oh, that sucks.
High Smile 110, descend via Marn 2 Bravo for the
Travolta stuff right over there.
approach into
There's
Chiang
nothing
Mai.
over there though, looks like.
QNH 1010.
Alright, so they didn't give us any tower information, and that means we're also probably not going to get any ground information. Highly doubt it. We can run into that bug now where we can't move.
High Smile 110, proceed direct Pilex. Descend and maintain 5,000 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 18 approach.
Is...
American 211, 12 miles from saved. Turn left, heading 305, descend, and maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 26 left approach.
Plane doesn't want to turn. There's the terminal.
Proceed direct to Pilex. Descend and maintain 5,000 until established for cleared and
Alright, so
runway 18 approach.
this is a great demonstration. Very good demonstration of how things aren't always great in the world of AI ATC, right? We had a funky vector in for the arrival. We had no switch off to tower, and of course then we got no switch off the ground, but there's no ground here. So that's not a problem. We just never got sent over to advisory.
Spirit 792, expect direct waypoint Tango India Mike in 5 minutes.
Supposed to park on the other side.
Expecting direct Tango India
This is
Mike
where
in
we're
5
parking.
Spirit 792.
Alright, so parking brake is set. Go over here and wheel chock, cones. U is all on. Yeah, I did send Dutch the flight ID and told him what's going on, so they'll look into it. They'll get it fixed up. 100%. Anytime I've ever had issues like this, they're very quick to be like, yep, we see it, we'll get working on it, we'll fix it.
Knots, United 567.
And I bet you within like 5 minutes after he'll make the correct. I'm not concerned at all. So everything's on there. We're gonna switch over to GPU and we'll go down yon. Nope. You need to figure out
Piper 21 Papa is going to be requesting the
why
visual
my
runway 33 at Inyo current.
Well, my that transponder switching isn't working on my Stream Deck. I found another profile to use that actually works with the comms, but now, of course, Squawk doesn't work. Again, not a big deal because you change Squawk once. The comms is a very nice thing to have, but let's see how we did with the flight overall. So, post-flight, mid it.
Piper 21 Papa, expect the visual runway 33 approach into Inyokern.
97? What? Ground speed. Oh, I oversped on the ground.
Expect a visual
Come
runway
on.
33 for Inyo current. Piper 21 Papa.
I have the video evidence. I can look back. How much did I speed? Over 30. That sucks. Everything else is great. The landing was 150. It seemed more. It seemed a lot more rough than that. That stutter didn't help at all. If anyone wants to know, though, this is the latest beta, Sim Update 15. This is supposed to be the final version that's going to be launched. And it sounds like it could come early as this week sometime. Finally be live, which I'm really hoping it is, because I can actually get back to seeing people use multiplayer, and I can actually join some of the other streamers that I watch in multiplayer if I want to do some flights. So it's been a lonely sky without other players in multiplayer. Of course, going into this airport, you're likely never going to find anyone in here, but Georgia's kind of populated often enough.
Piper 21
So,
Papa, turn
but this
left,
beta's been
heading
pretty good.
355 vectors for the
They did
visual
roll
runway
back.
33 approach.
They used a new. They were using a new code or an add. I don't know the information behind it exactly, but they're using something new. They rolled that back because it's more stable with the older version. So that's the one they're currently in with this beta, and that's the one that should be the launch version officially. So whatever that code did, we're not going to see the effects, unfortunately. I personally didn't notice any difference between the previous version and the current version. It flies the same, no performance differences. That stutter happens, you know, it's just part of how it all works out. Curiosity, let's go check out that
I just want to confirm you want us to turn to
that
heading
Ron Travolta
355,
thing.
is that correct?
See if the satellite imagery has anything.
Piper 21 Papa negative, turn left heading 355 vectors for the visual runway 33 approach.
Nothing. Yeah, if you look on, I'm sure Google Maps has it, but like Travolta something over here.
Roger that, we'll turn left to
I don't know if this is like
355
his,
for vectors for the visual approach.
where he stores all his
33
aircrafts.
For Piper 21 Papa.
Is he from Georgia? I don't know enough about John Travolta. This is again, this is a freeware report I got from FlightSim.to. Not a whole lot major changes, but you know, it's freeware. Guessing mostly taxi changes, and they might have added these lights and stuff. But for being freeware, you know, it's fine. 100% fine. Let's see. Well, for some like there are a few. Yeah. Oh yeah, use that code. Get those $5 off. That's like what, 2 cheeseburgers from McDonald's. That's a big deal. But hey, Fry, I really hope you enjoy it. I really do hope you enjoy it. Give it a month try, right? $25 in, you get that $5 off. Give it a month try, and I guarantee you're going to fall in love with this thing. I fell in love with it during my 24-hour period. I fell in love with it. I can't fly without it. It's such an amazing tool. I mostly fly IFR. Once in a great while, I'll do a VFR flight as I'm trying to learn more with that. But my interest right now, and for the past year or so, has been airliners, so I have a lot more fun liners. But the tour guide with Janet is just so cool.
Golf Papa Delta contact London control on 134.755.
You know what? Actually, let's. I was gonna end the stream here, but let's do a Janet tour. Just we'll find somewhere. Someone in chat, give me somewhere we can start off with. Give me an airport code. Again. We'll start off from there, and I'll just do a little tour. We won't do ATC. We'll just do tour, Janet and Toby stories. Graph. Can we do the Kodiak? GLL. Beautiful. I like it. Thank you so much, Fry. Heathrow. Someone had a question. Dutch, I just saw you in here. The question is, and I think I have the answer actually now, is it was actually Heathrow, and someone was asking it yesterday when I was doing the taxi tuner, is that in Heathrow what did they say? They call it line? They call it line instead of like Lima? Line? I think he said line. Now I'm having a hard time remembering. But he was wondering if you edit it in taxi tuner and put in line, will it say line? But from my understanding, it would not. Obviously, if you're still here, feel free to correct me on that one. Where is the seat? Hot. Yeah. And okay, the winds are coming from there, so I'm gonna go completely wrong, but we're just doing a quick little tour. And where shall we go? Oh, this is my favorite airport in London. London City. Not that far, right? Oh yeah, it's really close. Alright, perfect. Perfect tour guide. They have some interesting holding pattern points at. Okay, so they're not there. Okay, gotcha. You know, tour guide would be interesting if the tour guide, if the voice is, if the guide voice is actually in the area, like their accent is from that area. That would be kind of cool. If no one has thought about that over at SAYINTENTIONS, I demand a patent on that one. That'd be kind of cool. If you're flying in, you know, in the UK, you'll get UK voice for the tour guide. If you're flying in America, you get some crazy person. If you're flying down south, you'll have some southern person. Up north, you have a Midwest person, whatever. West Coast, you'll have a surfer.
Descend and maintain 8,000.
I'm not sure what the East Coast have.
Vectors for the RNAV runway 18 approach.
Alright, so again, we're just going to do, we're not doing actual ATC. We're just going to do a tour guide. So let me turn off of that for now. And turn our tour guide on. Okay. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, you all are smart to get that patent going on there, because this is pretty impressive stuff. I'm really surprised that, you know, obviously for the benefit of you guys, but surprised that Microsoft hasn't gotten into this part. They have pretty much all the technology for it, and it would be a great way to showcase all that technology. So down, good. Okay, and engine start. Idle for the conditioner. Link, there you go, yeah, Link 41. Link. Yeah, that's what he was saying, Link. Alright. Looking good. We have a really short hop. This is just me a fun tour guide flight. What am I looking to do? Altitude. We'll climb up to... We don't need to go that high, right? Got downtown, but... Go 2,000. I'm sure there's restrictions and all. But we're not going to follow all that stuff. We're just going to have a fun little tour guide. Alright. Let's see. How we looking? I need to turn on my FS traffic. I like it off because the performance is significantly better. And it's also very lonely. I'm so lonely, buddy. I used to work with a friend, worked overnights, and he was complaining that he couldn't make friends because of working overnight. So whenever he would say that, I would always sing the song, I'm so lonely, I have nobody on my own. Alrighty then, let's head on out for a Janet tour. Janet and Toby. There are a total of 4 voices or tour guides you can use in Intentions before we depart here. I'll bring that up here so you can see it. I'll bring the whole little screen guy. Nothing to see here, not gonna be anything special, but for the tour guides, what's that under? No. Here we go. You can do a party, but there's Sarah, Travis, etc. So we got everyone in here. And then the party, apparently they all talk. I use Janet because it's fantastic. I'll put that away. I'll put that away so you can see the beautiful area. Alright, so landing lights are on. Flaps are set. Winds are crosswind. That's just fantastic because that's what the Kodiak absolutely loves. And I say that with a lot of sarcasm. That's throttle going up, and if I don't crash, it's gonna be great. If I do crash, it might be great too, but not for the same reason. Pretty hard to keep this damn thing straight. Holy crap. Whoa, 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 calm down. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Okay, so things didn't quite go as planned there. But you know what? We're off the ground and we're not dead. Right? That's all that matters. Now, knowing that the winds are this rough.
If you look to our 1 o'clock, about 3 kilometers away, you'll see the Heathrow Airport viewing station. Now, Heathrow Airport is one of the busiest airports in the world, which is a bit like saying it's one of the busiest places where people go to be annoyed by delays and overpriced sandwiches. The viewing station itself is a popular spot for aviation enthusiasts and people who just like watching planes take off and land, which is a bit like watching really slow, really expensive birds. It was established to give people a safe place to indulge in their plane spotting hobbies without getting in the way of actual airport operations. Interestingly, my friend Toby once tried to impress a date by taking her to the viewing station. He thought it would be romantic to watch the planes together. Instead, he ended up getting so engrossed in identifying aircraft models that he completely ignored her. She left him there, and he didn't even notice until the next plane landed. Classic Toby.
Classic Toby indeed. Alright, let's see. What's a fun fact about where we're flying over? Maps up. Janet. Do it, Jen.
Where we are now is Hounslow, which is a place in London. It's quite famous for being near Heathrow Airport, which is where planes land and take off, much like what you're attempting to do, but hopefully with more skill. One interesting spot nearby is the Grand Union Canal in Southall, just to our 11 o'clock. This canal was completed in 1929, which is a year that happened a long time ago. It was designed to connect London with Birmingham, which is a bit like connecting two random points on a map for no apparent reason. My friend Toby once tried to swim its entire length, but got distracted halfway by a floating crisp packet and ended up in a pub instead. So, there you have it. A canal, a crisp packet, and a pub. All the elements of a classic British adventure.
What's the most popular food in London? Yes, very good point. Very good point.
The most popular food in London is probably the fish and chips. It's a dish that dates back to the 19th century when people discovered that frying things in oil made them taste better. Fish and chips are enjoyed by all sorts of people, from tourists to locals, and even seagulls if they get the chance. My friend Toby once tried to eat fish and chips at the London Transport Miniature Railway, but he ended up getting chased by a very aggressive pigeon.
Let's try a different voice. Let's go to... I don't think I've ever done Travis. So it says... Here's Travis. Nice kid, probably not cut out to be a tour guy, but always fun to have along. And the guy's sleeping, so... Or yawning. What is the tallest building in London?
The Shard.
What? You just said it? You didn't... There was nothing else to it? Let's see. What else can... How many people live in London? The Shard?
About 9 million, dude.
About 9 million, dude. Man. What's the most famous... Sorry, the most popular tourist attraction in London? I screwed the whole thing up. Let's need to increase my LOD. Terrible. Loading in.
Probably the London Eye. Big Ferris wheel.
He's just direct. He just tells you the answer. There's no story. That's great. I've never done this one. Educated and... Okay, let's try this one. Let's... How many airports are in London?
London has 6 major airports: Heathrow, Gatwick, Stansted, Luton, London City, and Southend.
Okay, so straight up to the facts. So yeah, you can have it more serious, you can have it fun. I like the Janet stuff. It's fantastic. How many flights land in London City every day?
London City Airport handles approximately 70 to 80 flights per day.
Very direct, not like direct like the other dude, but just gives you the straight questions, right? Or straight answers. And I've done Sarah. I've had her use the default one, if I'm correct. Short. What is it? Short to the point, friendly and fun. Let's see. How many tourists travel to London each year? Their airport, right?
Around 30 million tourists visit London each year. It's one of the most visited cities in the world.
What's the most popular pizza in London? Isn't London City,
The most popular pizza in London is often considered to be the margherita. Simple yet delicious, it features fresh tomatoes, mozzarella cheese, and basil. Fun fact, the margherita pizza was named after Queen Margherita of Savoy in 1889.
Isn't London City like one of the challenges, flight challenges in Flight Sim? Be an interest. I'm just gonna swing around and come back in. Let's switch back over to Janet. What's a fun fact about London? And you can ask this like all day, and they'll come up with questions. Answers, sorry, not.
London is a city that's been around for ages, like a really old sandwich. It was founded by the Romans in AD 43, which is a long time ago, even before the internet. They called it Londinium, probably because it sounded fancy. One interesting thing about London is that it has more than 170 museums. That's a lot of places to look at old stuff. My friend Toby once got lost in the British Museum for 3 days. He survived on crumbs he found in his pockets and the kindness of strangers. And did you know, Big Ben isn't actually the name of the clock or the tower. It's the name of the bell inside. The tower is called the Elizabeth Tower. Toby once tried to climb it, but he got stuck halfway and had to be rescued by a very annoyed fireman.
I actually did not know that. I did not know that it was the what bell she said? Inside? Interesting. Really cool. But so yeah, the tour guide is so cool. And if I'm correct, you don't have to actually ask it about things in your area. I think you can ask it just random stuff. But it's such a cool tool to have in Sim. Especially for VFR flying. $50 study fee next. So I hope this doesn't get anyone nauseous, but I'm going to turn on head tracking because it's just going to make my life a lot easier when I'm coming in for this landing. I am way too low. I'm going to definitely get the phone number to call. If you get that phone number, by the way, if you enter a restricted airspace or whatever it be, call it. Brian worked hard. It's well worth the call. Trust me. I accidentally got it. I was filming a video, and I got it because I busted up Bravo airspace. And I was like, well, I don't want to record this. I don't want to publish this video now because that phone number is present, and I could have edited it out, but I was like, I'm just not going to pop the video up. I'll just do it for myself. And it was fun. So highly recommend it. Call that number if you do get it.
500,
500. Okay. There's no way I'm gonna land this nice and easy. There's no way. The Kodiak is one of my favorite planes in the sim, but it's very difficult to land with crosswind. Very difficult. Such a light plane. The flight physics are so different. It's challenging, and that's why I like flying it. I used this on my world tour I completed a year ago now. I'm gonna go no flaps because Kodiak does not like wind and flaps. Just bust in here. I know we're going pretty fast, but I need that speed. Great. Off the speed. Hold. Oh no! 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 Oh. Uh-oh. Well, this is the perfect way to finish off a video. In the water. A perfect... Hey, look at that water effect. Oh, I got to see the water effects finally. This is also Parallel 42. See, I did this on purpose to show you what Parallel 42's sim effects look like. Right? This was a completely planned decision on mine to land in the water. And this aircraft has a float version. I want to showcase what a non-float version would look like in the water as well. So, all of this was planned, as always. But I do appreciate everyone who was in this stream today and who are watching afterwards. Definitely appreciate it. This is fun. I've enjoyed doing this. I'm definitely going to do the next 2 days. And then next week, as I said yesterday, will be interesting to see how I can get streams going as I return back to work. Timing will be a little bit unique, so we'll figure it all out as time goes on. But definitely give SAYINTENTIONS that 24-hour trial at the bare minimum. Give it that a shot. It's so much fun, and chances are you're probably going to want to do it for at least a month. Get the full effect of SAYINTENTIONS. So there's my code. Use my username Lexterio if you like and get that $5 off the first month. And again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next stream. Take care, everyone.